without Golden State having Steph Curry are better pieces. Julius Randle, Nas Reed, Rudy, Mike Conley. Like, you have a golden opportunity to get back to where you were last year. Hell, I don't just see it. Your coach see it as well. Your coach called you out. Coach Finch, after game 1, called Anthony Edwards out, which I love, by the way, because he is the heart and soul of this team. He does make this team go. They feed off of his energy. He does give them swag. And so when you look at Anthony Edwards' history, Jokic, Kevin Durant, LeBron, Luka, now you got a Golden State without Steph. You should be the best player, and you should definitely win this series, lead your team to winning this series, advancing to the Western Conference.
Well, let's not think about the series for a second, Perk. Let's just think about the next 3 games, because that's what we're working on based off of the diagnosis that we received that Steph Curry's got a grade 1 sprain, and as a result, he's going to miss the next 3 games. So chances are whenever he returns, the series still, won't be over, okay? Here's what I would tell you. I'm not going to go as far as saying that he needs to win all 3 games. He definitely needs to win 2 of them. There's no excuse for him to lose 2 of 3 or all 3 games in this series against the Golden State Warriors. But it's one of those scenarios where we're talking about Jimmy Buckets. We're talking about a 4-time champion in Draymond Green, who, let's pause for a second. This is the brother that opened his mouth, said we're going to win the championship, and then in the biggest games in the playoffs, this brother has shown up. And I've religiously stated that if the Draymond Green that showed up in Game 7 of the 2016 NBA Finals, when LeBron James was given that stimulus package by the league in terms of getting Draymond suspended for that Game 5, and then Bogut and Iguodala get hurt, and then obviously they're compromised for the rest of the series. If y'all remember, Draymond dropped like damn near 30, I think about 30 that game, and hit like 7 3-pointers. If Draymond Green shows up and is hitting open perimeter shots, I want to be on the record that the Golden State Warriors could win the championship. They can actually win the championship if that brother's hitting open threes, because people leave him open. And if you leave him open and he's drilling those shots, the Golden State Warriors are a different threat entirely. Having said that, because of how he has stepped up, because of what we know Buckets can do, because of the way Buddy Hield has looked like the reincarnation of Klay Thompson, for crying out loud, it is not beyond the pale that the Golden State Warriors can win another game. And in the event that Steph Curry comes back after Game 4, that the series is tied 2-2. Okay? Or even if, Minnesota's up 3-2 after 5 games. I think we'll see Steph Curry by Game 6. But if you're Ant-Man, here's where it gets interesting. And Perk, I think I'm even going to convince you to agree with me on this one. We didn't believe Ant-Man when he said he didn't want to be the face of the league. What we said was, you don't want the headache off the court. You want to live your life. You don't want to be bothered. But on the court, you don't mind that smoke. We know who he is and how he embraces challenge. He took out Kevin Durant, Book, and Beal, took out Jokic and Murray, lost to Luka and Kyrie before taking out LeBron and Luka, in the first round of these playoffs. And now you got an opportunity to take out Steph and Jimmy Buckets. We know what kind of smoke Anthony Edwards wants on the court. He probably doesn't want to be the face of the league because of the off-the-court responsibilities that come with it, and he wasn't ready to have that microscope on his life. Fair enough. But if he loses, like if Steph Curry don't even have to come back, and the Golden State Warriors manage to take Minnesota out without him, that is egregious. And everything that we have been saying about Anthony Edwards goes out the window. Now we believe him. You really didn't want to be the face. You really didn't want this. Because there's no excuse for this Minnesota Timberwolves team, with the way Julius Randle has been playing, the way Jaden McDaniels has been playing, the way Rudy Gobert and the kind of impact he had leading into this series, okay? What you've seen from them. If Ant-Man is that dude, there is no way in hell you lose 2 games or more to the Golden State Warriors without Steph Curry. If that happens, and you're looking the way that he looked in Game 1, then we believe him. Oh, you didn't want it. You really weren't lying. You really didn't want it. Because there's no reason. There's no way. I don't give a damn. Look, Jimmy Buckets is that dude. The brother's special. Draymond Green, he was my defensive player of the year. He got my vote, okay? I look at Pajimski and Hield and the way that they've been playing. And Steve Kerr is one of the top 6 greatest coaches in the history of basketball. There's nothing to debate here. We understand who they are. But if you're Ant-Man, you can't look the way that you looked in game 1. If that happens and they end up losing this series without Steph Curry, we won't look at Ant-Man the same. As young as he is, even at 23, we will hold on to that for a very long period of time because it will go against everything that he has represented on the basketball court in his short yet relatively illustrious career. We expect more. We expect him to exploit and take advantage of the Golden State Warriors without Steph Curry, and he damn well had better do it.
Good segue to the next topic where we're talking about some of his old teammates. The Knicks, quick take. The Thunder took game 1 personally and came out in game 2 on fire. They scored a playoff record 87 points in the first half and tied up the series with a dominating win over the Nuggets, 149-106. Stephen A., what was your biggest takeaway from this game?
Well, clearly the Denver Nuggets did not show up. I mean, what an atrocity to give up damn near 90 points in the first half. I mean, they clearly had no interest in playing game 2. They came and got what they wanted in game 1, and they took game 2 off because there's no team in history that has been that atrocious defensively in a half that I can recall. Having said that, this is a team as great as Jokic is, as great as Jamal Murray can be in the postseason. I cannot stop giving love to Russell Westbrook because I know that brother with that fire in his belly is going to have these brothers ready to fight. They will not resemble this team in game 3. And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is just so special. He's so smooth. He's something to behold, no doubt. And he'll be rightfully crowned MVP in the next couple of weeks or so. He is special. But this is going to be, that last night was not indicative of how this series will go. The games will be tighter, far more competitive than what we saw last night.
What I saw is a different level of physicality. I saw Oklahoma City come out and get on Denver ass like cheap toilet paper. That's what I saw. I saw the physicality from Isaiah Hardenstein and Chet Holmgren on Jokic. I saw the other Jalen Williams coming in off the bench, mixing it up down there in the trenches, causing havoc. I saw active hands, activity, deflections, getting out in transition. That is going to travel. They know the worst thing that happened for the Denver Nuggets was how they won game 1. That left a sour taste in OKC mouth. That defense, that tenacity, that leadership by Shai is going to carry over into Denver.
The 2 games in Denver are enormous, obviously. Last year, the Thunder were the higher seed. They went to Dallas, and Luka, the best, what ended up being the best player in the series, ended up getting control. Does Jokic get control, or do the Thunder maintain it? To me, it'll define this year for the Thunder, how they handle this next 2 games.
Absolutely. Boston, New York, though. That's what we're talking about this morning. And Brunson was again Captain Clutch, while Jason Tatum came up just short. So who is game 3 more important for? The Celtics or the Knicks? We've got a heated debate coming up next.
Hello, xin chào tất cả các bạn nha. Mình sẽ giới thiệu cho các bạn về kênh của mình và những video của mình cho các bạn biết được là kênh của mình làm video sáng tạo nội dung về chủ đề gì. Video của mình sẽ làm xuyên suốt về chủ đề cắt dán này. Mình sẽ cắt dán những sản phẩm như thế này cho các bạn xem. Đây là những sản phẩm mình đã hoàn thiện rồi. Sẽ giới thiệu sơ qua cho các bạn xem những sản phẩm của mình và cách của mình tạo ra những sản phẩm như thế nào. Và để tạo ra được những sản phẩm đa dạng màu sắc như thế này và như thế này thì mình sẽ cần những dụng cụ như sau. Những dụng cụ phụ bổ trợ như là đây là giấy thủ công màu các bạn. Trước mặt bên tay phải của mình đây là giấy thủ công màu. Nó có đa dạng những màu sắc để tạo ra những sản phẩm tuyệt đẹp cho các bạn xem. Đấy. có giấy màu xanh dương này, giấy màu cam này các bạn này, giấy màu đỏ này, giấy màu vàng này, còn đây là giấy màu xanh lá cây. Đấy. Và trong quá trình tạo ra những sản phẩm của mình cần những sản phẩm, cần những dụng cụ như là bút dạ này, kéo cắt thì để dùng để cắt, bút dạ thì để dùng để tạo hình những sản phẩm. Còn đây là hồ dán các bạn ạ. Hồ dán thì mình sẽ dán những sản phẩm từ một chi tiết này sang chi tiết khác, từ màu sắc này sang màu sắc khác cho các bạn. Còn đây sau của mình đây là chiếc chân kẹp điện thoại. Chân kẹp điện thoại thì phải có điện thoại.